that don't impress me much. So you got the brains to have you.
Good merry morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time of day it is you're viewing this. This is another video by myself, Big Bad Chad, playing games badly. This is Warframe, brand new-ish, third-person tactical shooter. I say tactical. I'll explain that when I get into the levels. It's co-op based, squad based, and the levels are very much geared towards that. They're quite difficult by yourself, and the suggested levels don't quite represent the difficulty setting. You take command of a Warframe. Here is mine, in fantastic Grey Fox memorabilia, or Grey Fox-esque at best. There are several different types of Warframe. This one is more of a stealth interference kind of engine, as you can see from the names of his abilities. None of them actually do any damage, even this last one, which is his ultimate, in inverted commas. I was quite disappointed with that, so I don't use it. You have a rifle, or shotgun. It's a long arm, I think is the overriding term. A pistol, and you can guess what they do, and what they are, and a melee weapon, which take a variety of forms, all with different ways of dealing damage. So it's quite versatile, suits your play style. It's free to play at the moment, it's still in beta, and there are microtransactions. This is the in-game money, and this is the player paid for money. You get 50 for signing in, and that's my 50 there. I'm not going to talk much more about it, except that you do get mods for your various weapons that do lots of different things. You can have new moves, you can add elemental attacks, you can do crit chance, all that kind of stuff. But rather than wind this video up long for a long time, I will get straight into the action. You start in our solar system, our lovely solar system here, with a couple more astral bodies, or even cosmic bodies. Pluto's still a planet in this, yeah. As I said, a couple more. I believe they may be, in fact, actual cosmic bodies, but I'm not that familiar with the solar system, sadly, I'll freely admit. But I'm going to jump right on into the action in Venus. Not actually full of love. As you can see, you have a bit of a map that you can work through, and you unlock the levels as you go along. Put my thing over it. There you go, you get your enemy type, your mission type, and the number of levels. Well, I say the number of levels, the levels it's recommended for. As you saw in my arsenal, I'm level 17. So I'm not actually going to Venus. I lied there, I do apologise. Let's see if I can find Saturn. That was really dumb, it's the one with all the things. Here we go. Oh no, it's 4 to 11. Well, as I said, they're pretty difficult. And I believe I need to be in Venus anyway, because you unlock new suits by researching their parts. And unfortunately, I'll claim that. You can only get the parts in certain places, and most of my parts are in Venus, so, or Saturn. God, I'm good at this. So I'm going to do this one. No, am I? Yeah, sabotage. Why not? Grineer, they're the first enemies you fight. They're very reminiscent of the StarCraft Marines. You'll see that in a second. This is the default load screen, and it's the same every time. Be interesting if they change it, but as I said, it's still in beta, so that's really kind of final late game stages. Again, this is the same cutscene you get in. You are a kind of ninja, super soldier, space samurai robot thing. You're not human. You've been sent in. The woman on the left there, who's talking over me quite rudely, is Lotus, who runs you through the tutorial and gives you basic instructions on all of your missions. Not really sure if she's a good guy yet. She's a bit weird, and she is telling you to kill humans, so who knows. Alright, your melee attacks. Okay, and she does interrupt your missions quite a lot. It's very entertaining. I'm sure there's a way to turn her off, but I haven't looked into the options. Top right, you've got my stats, my moves. The blue bar that you see underneath moves there, number 2 and 3, is my energy. It's a non-rechargeable resource, so it doesn't recharge on its own. You have a maximum, your suit gets more as it levels, but you can pick it up from dead enemies, which is nice. The one beneath is your stamina, basic sprinting, jumping, that kind of stuff. You can do a couple of maneuvers, that are quite fun. Yeah, I've never really found a use for the rolling. I always just kind of crouch or skid in that case. Also wall run. That was embarrassing. I'll wall run at a later date, I'm sure. Melee attacks are always equipped. You just run them off the E button. That there is a health orb, red, as opposed to energy orbs, which are blue. And I'm going to get on with the mission now, hopefully. Right, so all the environments are kind of similar. That is your first enemy. I'll get a good look at him in a second. Just trying to be a bit stealthy. That's what my suit's meant to do. There's my stealth power. I've upgraded it in the mods menu I showed earlier, so it lasts longer. It did cost me half of the energy I had stocked up. You can't knock through all oh, I've been spotted from the other end there. Okay, well you can't go through all of the fans and things like that. There's very little in the environment you can actually interfere with, which isn't such a bad thing, really, I suppose. Now I hate these shield guys. I do normally eliminate them with extreme prejudice, using quite a lot of energy to do so. While I say most of the environments are not destructible, they are quite accessible. And if you fall into those bottomless pits, you'll remember, from Quake, Doom and other such games that didn't render the bottom of their death pits very well, you don't die in Warframe, you just respawn, which is quite nice. You get 4 daily revives, like extra lives, that you can choose whether or not to use in your mission, which is quite nice. You can buy them, you can refresh them with real money, and it's quite cheap, but, well, I say quite cheap, it doesn't cost many of the real money points, but real money is quite expensive. It's £4, 4 Great British pounds for 75 of them at the moment. That may change when it comes out, but as you can see I'm not amazingly accurate. Each enemy has a weak point, and if you shoot that, then they generally get, well, they do take more damage, it's not a general thing. What you saw there flash up on the right of my screen, God, that was so much for me being the stealthy one. What you saw then flash on my right was a mod pickup. They used to modify your weapons and armour, funnily enough. They're pretty useful. That one wasn't. Don't really like it. My suit's basic move speed is quite high, so I feel the need to upgrade it. As you can see, I'm a wonderful sniper. Now that red effect is because I've run out of shields around my person. So I use my stealth again to get away this time. And as you can see, it does last for a very long time. You can charge a melee attack, which is what I'm doing there. Which will kill people in one hit. Well, I say 1 hit. It'll kill people of your level in approximately a hit. Picking up those mods is quite important, because you still get, every 5 you pick up, you kind of save them, bank them. So even if you fail the mission, you'll get the last number of 5 you got. So you'll get 5, 10, 25, whatever. Which is quite nice, so you don't always have to complete the level to get all the stuff you pick up. But on the other hand, you get a lot of bonuses for finishing the level in the first place, so it's kind of optimal not to grind the first enemies you find in each level. You're more likely to pick up mods, I think, from doing levels that you haven't done before, and levels that are of your pay grade. Alright, in the top left you can see I've got some objective markers there. This is a sabotage mission, which is always, at the moment, sadly, destroying mining machines, I found. And you can do that with your sword, or whatever melee weapon you choose to use. Saves ammo, good for the environment, that kind of thing. Hopefully they'll add different objectives for you to destroy. But, you know, until then, I'll be hitting mining machines with my sword. And counter under my map in the top left is how many I have left to destroy. I'm going to find 3 more of those, and I'll finish my objective. A bit of a stray shot from someone. No? Hallucinate. Yes, and after you've completed each objective, you have to extract, which is usually the fun bit. And by the fun bit, I mean the bit that takes the most time. Oh, hello. There's 2 here, that's quite handy. And nobody around. Normally, objectives like this are swarming with people. I don't know what's happened. You can hear quite a lot of the enemies from quite a long way away. None of them speak language. I was going to say English, but I assume the game comes in different languages. And they all have their own little sound sets, which is nice. So you can kind of tell which faction you're up against, not just from what they look like, but from what they say.
Foot soldiers are on the way.
Occasionally she gives these warnings. They're not always relevant, because foot soldiers are not always on their way. She says they are, which is really useful, or worried me quite a lot when I first started playing. And, oh hello, they are on their way though, so I'll stop being all arrogant about it. Unfortunately the enemy's fire does not damage the vehicle, which would be nice. It would also be nice if I was any accurate with the gun. A little bit of Chad accuracy there. If any of you have watched my tanks videos, you'll know that I'm not always the most precise person. The maps are all like freshly set. Each time you, let's see if yeah, there's the wall run ability. I was trying to go over, but it wouldn't let me. So each time you do a level, it is slightly different. They're formed of tile sets that are spawned randomly, which yes can get quite annoying. But it also means that the levels are new each time, which I quite like. Oh, he's speaking English now. Occasionally they do speak English, apparently. I apologise for my earlier comment. As I said, it's still in beta. The Corpus enemies, who I almost fought on Venus, instead of here, do not. So I get, there's faction-specific sound sets, which is nice. It might look like I'm having a bit of an easy time at the moment, but if I don't have my... come back to my one-ups up, my life ups, I'll remember what they're called later. That was quite a nice jump. Okay, it wasn't into combat, it would look stunning. Then I just go down where at the end of my life in total. If you get stuck in an area which spawns people, that can be a problem. And especially for my suit, which doesn't have any real way of dealing with large groups of enemies apart from running away. Which means they will follow. They kind of, once they're aware of you, they always know that you are. Oh, I'll just demonstrate quickly. And this is a bottomless pit. Well, not a bottomless pit, you can see the bottom there. But I spawned for no loss of actual stuff. Occasionally the enemies lock you out like that. This is when they've decided that they can't deal with you. Oh, hello. And, yeah, they lock you in an area. Fortunately, every Warframe seems to be amazing at hacking into the security of all these things, because the minigame is quite simple, but it does make you feel like you've done something, you know, to achieve it. Now normally you'd have to run up there, but I have been experimenting technique, which doesn't work, so ignore that. You get a little bit of an extra jump whenever you do the skid mid-flight, which is why I did it there. And I thought I could make it to the side, and then you can chain it into a wall run up the side of the barriers, which you didn't get to see because I didn't actually do it. They're quite nice environmental things. Probably could do it from up there, but yeah, a couple of nice little cool aspects. I think they're going to add some more once they've sorted the gameplay out, but it's nice that they included some. There's plenty of things for you to slash and hack your way through. Or run and gun your way through, depending on your playstyle. Trying to follow the minimap there, not very well. Ooh. You can... Oh, you can do a melee attack in the air, and I was trying to do it on him, but as you saw, it didn't work very well. I'll try to show off again later. Oh. No. So sometimes these sword guys just get it into their heads that they're gonna... Sorry, sword? Shield guys just get it into their heads that they're going to kill you, or knock you over at the very least, and that's all they will do, and they're quite quick. It's very annoying. The AI is not particularly great. It's not, you know, massively dumb. It doesn't run screaming at you whenever it sees you, and the enemies do use cover, like in Gears of War. As you've noticed, I have not been. This is not just because I'm hipster. and don't like the stylistic of it, is that you literally can't. I mean, I can crouch behind cover. I can shoot over cover, but it doesn't put you in cover. So it's kind of not the main combat mechanic. Which is nice, because you get to run around. Double kill. And, yeah. So it's quite action-packed in that sense. You've always got to keep moving. If you hunker down for too long, lots of people will spawn. And as I said, that's not good. Your energy is a limited resource, so you've only got so many get out of jail. Oh, there we go. Get hit by a melee guy, lose quite a lot of my shields. There's the last mining thing. Now sometimes you get bonus objectives halfway through a level, and I'm worried that, well, I say worried, I'm only worried for time purposes, because I don't know how many people will watch a video longer than 15 minutes. Fair enough, you know, it's YouTube, expect you to be entertained, you don't want to listen to me prattle on, though, good, about how bad I am at this kind of thing. This was, oh there we go, we'll run up the side of that, nicely into cover. Yeah, I was introduced to this by my erstwhile friend Basuru, and it's really worth it, you know, apart from kind of the derpy destroy mining machine with the sword moments. But yeah, I'm not going to fault it that much because I enjoy the rest of the level. Fantastic shots, and here we go. This is a classic example of me being ambushed by quite a lot of people. Right? No, you can't, unfortunately. So now I've completed the objective, so I have to extract. That might not happen. This is classically where I go wrong. And so... yeah, just use some energy to get out of there. You can upgrade any of your modules, but the invisibility one is my favourite at the moment. My other one, Switch Teleport, which could actually save me some time. There you go, Switch Teleport. You switch places by teleporting. It does stun the other person for a short amount of time, but obviously as I was occupied with the guy next to me, the man down there recovered from his confusion. I don't know how you normally get up here, so that could be a difficulty getting back down. I'm trying to kill all the guys here, so that I can safely use one of these consoles to hack my way out, because it doesn't pause the game. It just, as you can see, it doesn't pause the game, just... Although one guy is not a threat, like, unless it's a shield guy. Or it's one of... Oh, well, okay, there are some guys from the other factions who are a threat. Like you get the infested ancients for the kind of space zombie faction. Shot at it away from. Which are pretty titanic and very difficult to kill one-on-one. Which is part of where the group tactics comes in. As you can see, from the damage spraying off my people here, you probably have been noticing, my gun doesn't seem to do reliable damage. This is not because it is a terrible gun. This is because there are armoured and they stun you. Normally they have a mate around to take your shield down. Yeah, there are armoured and unarmoured areas of enemies. No, I'm just trying to ninja kill him, but apparently you're not allowed. So I've wasted a whole pile of energy for nothing there. It's one of those guys who can probably take you one-on-one. I'm aware that what I'm doing is backing into unknown territory. But right now, the known territory contains a lot of angry men with guns, so... There you go, that's a grenade. They're one of the worst AI controlled attacks, partly because AI, there you go again, seems incredibly bad at throwing them. But again, beta, hopefully that'll be fixed. If they do hit you, they're actually quite a worry, in fairness. So, try to ignore that. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to definitely now speaking English, but, you know, if you buy a German version of the game, then you will probably speak German and whatever. As you saw there, something on me got a level up. And that was my gun, I believe. Your guns level up, it depends, the level of the weapon depends on how many, no, the number of mods you can have in a weapon, sorry, depend on how many levels your weapon has. I was talking about armoured and unarmoured sections a second ago, yeah. The Grenier are a great example of this, because most of them are armoured, so that's what the 6s are. However, if I hit an unarmoured section, then I'll do the full damage of the gun, which is about 20. I've got a lot of armour penetration on my sword, so quite frankly, that seemed clever. Can I? Yes, I can. Stunned for a bit, oh. And I'm out of ammo for my rifle. Yeah, that's in the bottom right. This is my pistol. It's about as effective as a wet blanket against a lot of enemies. Oh, this is a classic example of me about to die. Almost got to show you the revive token. Revive token, that's what it's called. The AI is quite good about being tricked. Like when you go invisible, it doesn't kind of camp the area, it goes to investigate, which is quite nice. Also very useful if you're trying to flank it. It does half the work for you. I bought this pistol with in-game money. I was not happy with it, but I couldn't get the other one back because I sold it. The starting one is one of those heavy single shot. Oh god. Heavy single shot kind of pistols. And it's pretty competitive really with the other pistols. You don't need to buy new guns, it's all about stylistics. Oh, there you go. If you try to charge a melee attack next to the guys, in fact if you just stand next to the guys in fairness, they will thump you. Which is not nice. It's kind of painful. It stumbles you. One of the few things that stumbles a Warframe apparently is being thumped in the face when you're right next to something. This is... It's been quite a tame level really. Unfortunately I didn't get to show you any of the tough bits. Oh! I don't know if that would... I'll experiment in a second. To see if that would... Oh! That didn't work. That was me trying to do something very clever and it backfired horribly. I've been locked out, but it doesn't actually matter because just through here is the ending room, which is why I'm playing fairly confidently. Unfortunately, because I didn't explore many areas, whenever an alarm goes off, a lot of guys come along to find out what's going on. Oh hey, there's an alarm in Sector 4, well we can stay here. Nah, let's go find out. So in that respect, the number of enemies is quite nicely controlled if you thoroughly explore each area as you go through it. Oh god. Then you won't have problems like I am now. And, ooh, that's a very nice spot. I haven't had that one before. And, yeah. You get a little bit of experience for each hack, which is why I'm doing it now. It's such a tiny amount of experience, 50, that it doesn't really matter. Another thing you might have noticed is every time I kill an enemy, a bigger number would flash up. That's the amount of experience you get. Hopefully that'll come out in a different colour in the final one. It was a little confusing for me to begin with. But you know, nothing my overwhelming intellect couldn't deal with after being told by Basuri what it was. I'm just going to experiment with if you die in this natural hazard. Well, you know, apparently I'm completely impervious to heat. I reckon I can climb out. Oh, no! No, you can't. It just respawns you. So, yeah, definitely just respawns you. So I'm going to finish the level now, after giving you that quick run through. There we go, that was the slide jump into wall 1 combo. I should... Oh, was hoping I'd be invisible in the final cutscene. Never mind. So this is mission complete screen. Gives you a brief synopsis of what happens in the level, what the rules are. It's quite nice. And in a second I'll get a more in-depth one with numbers for all you are numbers fans. You can have up to 4 people in a level. There are 4 pods in that end room, and you can be a bit competitive about it. As I said, most of the levels are scaled quite difficult, with quite a high difficulty curve, but yeah, I was quite fortunate that one didn't make me look too bad. So yeah, that's Warframe. I'm going to be playing it again at some point. There will be plenty of videos of various games on the channel soon, and yeah, hopefully you were slightly interested in watching it. Thank you, and good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time of day I'm talking to you.